You talk and you go to have any girl you want. But the truth is, I have a lot of guys ask me, similar to your question, a guy will come to me and go, how do I get a girl? I'm like, bro, you're a loser. Yeah, but I know, but how do I get a girl? Well, you're a loser. You're a loser. Why are you asking me? It's like saying, how do I win a race with a push bike? You're racing Ferrari. What do you want me to do? Yeah. There's only so much you can do. It's only so hard you can pedal. There's only so many tricks and tips. There's only so many game things you can say, so many pickup lines. If you're a loser, it's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to get harder and harder. The game is rigged to become harder and harder for men. It's not getting easier. It's going the other way. And if you're going to be on a racetrack and there's going to be Ferraris there, and you're going to be on a pedal bike or in this end, you're going to get smoked. That's the game. You have to up yourself. You have to improve yourself. I'm not going to lie to anybody here and say you don't have to improve yourself. You can stay a loser and get chicks, because you can't. You need to be a man worthy of respect, because a woman needs to respect you to love you. And the way a woman's going to respect you is, one, of you respect yourself, and two, of other men respect you. You're not going to be able to sit around and just think, just because you're born with it, you're going to instantly get respect from females of unlimited choice. That's stupid, right? That's absolutely stupid. And in spite of all these facts, some men are still remarkably lazy. Well, then you're going to live the reality that you painted. You made your bed, and you're going to live in it. There's nothing else we can do for you. That's the reality of the world. You need to level up as a man. If any man who's watching this, it's not just money. It's not just being in shape. It's everything. It's life experience. It's pizzazz. It's having that famoose.
Any emotion you feel should be converted into positive influence. Yeah, you should do good things with any emotion you feel. I can't. And what else are you going to do? And this is a genuine question. What else? If let's say your wife breaks your heart. If you're not going to work, you can't sleep anymore. You're upset. She's running around with a new dude. You see her Instagram story. She got some new guy. You're furious, and you're angry, and you're jealous, and you're bitter. And all of this inside of you. But you're not going to go to the gym and work hard and become so fantastically in shape and so rich and so powerful that no girl ever leaves you again. You're not going to do that. What do you do? Text her? Try and explain to her? She doesn't care. Like, you can write the most perfect English. You can write the most beautiful words ever constructed. Forget Shakespeare. You can do the line. She doesn't care. She just doesn't care. She's distracted. She forgot about it. So what are you going to do with all of that inside of you if it's not positive? Well, it's going to consume you, and you're going to end up self-destructive. Or you're going to embarrass yourself. Or you can take all of that and put yourself in a position where it never happens to you again. Those are the choices. So what's the most intelligent choice to make? You know, I don't understand how many humans function in the world today. I don't get people who don't think like me. I don't understand it. I'm like, well, then how have you survived this long? Life is hard. Life is difficult. Maybe I've just been unlucky, which I don't believe in, but I've had so much trauma and bad events and negativity and stress and all these things that have happened to me, and I've used all of it to be monumentally successful. If I wasn't that way inclined, with the workload that God put on my shoulders, I'd just be in a ditch somewhere. I'd be able to kill myself by now. Like, I don't understand how people are functioning. If you're not thinking like me, and you're going through life with any other mindset, you've been extremely fortunate that God smiled on you and allowed you to sit around most of the time doing jack shit, and you have yet to be punished for that. I could never have lived that life. If I was a bit lazy, or a bit, or I was a bit of a snake, or if I lied to people, I'd be dead by now. Like, so a lot of people are just absolutely not really blessed by God that they managed to go through life with such a non-competitive mindset, and they still breathe it. Like, I don't understand how people can think any other way. I've spoken to dudes and like, yeah, I had a bad couple months. Why? Oh, my girl left me. You wasted months. You wasted months over some. But the reason I'm the luckiest man on earth is because God has given me endless building blocks. He's given me endless power. He's given me endless motivation. I have endless sources of power. I can sit here right now and recall events that would prevent me from sleeping for 10 days. That gives me a superpower that other men do not have. They want to go to sleep. They're tired. I can stop being tired for days at a time. I can have a thought. I can remember. I can sit, close my eyes, and use the power of my brain to vividly remember events, and I will not sleep today. So how did it? I've never taken a drug in my life. I've never tried cocaine in my life. I've never tried weed in my life. I drink a lot of coffee. I smoke cigars, a bit of vodka, but I've never tried a narcotic in my life. So, and when people come to me and say, "Oh, this happened. I'm really sad," or "My heart broke," or "This bad thing happened to me," I say, "Good. Thank the Lord that He's given you this endless source of motivation. You're wasting it. That's your problem. But it's been given to you. Nitrous oxide has been given to you. You just have to use it in the correct way. So I'm the luckiest man in the world because all the bad things that happen to me have given me all the building blocks to become the most fantastic man on the face of the planet. I don't think there's ever going to be one person on the planet who truly compatible. I think if you have your life in order as a man, truly completely in order, then you're compatible with a lot more people. I think that if you're a man and you're struggling to find somebody you're compatible with, it's probably because you're very good. If your life's in order, then you're compatible with a lot. Like me for example. I don't need a woman to mother me. I don't need a woman to motivate me to do something video games. I don't need her to do anything for me. I need her to be happy, positive, protect my spirit, pray for me. Maybe little things, maybe a coffee, some kind of small gesture. But my money's right, my motivation's right, my life is right. And if she is associated with me, by proxy, she's gonna have a fantastic life. I can't fly on my jet and put her on an easy jet. Like she's gonna end up on jets, she's gonna end up in a 5-star hotel, she's gonna end up not having to worry about money, she's gonna end up in the best restaurants. By proxy, she's gonna have a very fantastic life. So you'll find that if your expectations of a woman are for her to be happy and you have a lifestyle that makes her happy, a lot of women are pretty happy. And you get along with basically all of them. It's kind of amazing how that works. It takes a very special type of character to still be dislikable in those kind of scenarios. Whereas if your life is less perfect or your reality is less impressive, then you need a girl who's happy to be bored and then it becomes harder.
Yeah.
But I don't have any of those problems. Here's the truth about male-female relationships. Women fuck men they respect. That's it. They don't fuck men they like. They don't fuck men they love. They fuck men they respect. If she loves you and likes you and doesn't respect you, she will not have sex with you. I have women who respect me and fucking hate me, but they're here every time I call. There's not been in the history of humanity across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respectful name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you could possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, big G, conquered the world. Normal. That's normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely not different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life, he hits every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract someone male, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself, because she's fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There's no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. You find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes who are at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy, she's just too drunk to realize she's a loser who plays video games, or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple of years, if that. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man doesn't even devalue himself at all, that's just the way it works. The worst thing women do is they flex. Now I'm rich, now I'm PUBG in the world. They flex other men's stuff. That really blows my mind. So I'll be in the car. We'll go to get in the car, right? Lambo. I'll get in the car. She'll struggle with the door handle. The handle's unusual. She can't work out how to do it. I'll lean across the door for her. What do you make comment? So you didn't have to do that. We didn't have to open the door. You know, I know how it works. It's the first Lambo I've been in. Bitch, you don't have a Lambo. So why are you bragging that you've been in another man's Lambo? You're going to flex with someone else's stuff? Imagine a man doing that. Imagine a man going, hey, yeah, I've been in a Lamborghini. You have a Lamborghini? No. I don't have one. That guy. Like, what's cool about that? They start bragging about, oh yeah, I've been on jets. You don't have a jet. You don't even have $1,000 in your bank account. You've never paid taxes. You don't have any money. You're a brokey. So that is true. So women try this idea of, well, I want a man that I know all the women want, that he doesn't want that, that. Like, you guys are saying. So what I'm saying is, what Will Smith put himself in a position where he had no power and got abused. And my point is this, I said that the idea of being with one woman forever is important. I'm not even talking want to fuck with you, jump on a new dick, and I'm gonna sell. No, I need to have a position of power and control, and I need to know she's loyal to me for life. That's what I want. That's what I enjoy. I want to walk in the house and say, "Get it, bitch, where is it?" And not in a horrible way. I love you so much, I call you bitch. Hey, where the fuck's my food? I enjoy that position of power. You're not gonna have that if you ain't gonna hold.
There's a really long answer to give there, but truthfully, it doesn't matter if it's getting a girl or it's making money or it's getting status. It doesn't matter what it is. As a man, we live in hyper-competitive environments. I don't think enough men understand how competitive the world is. If you want a girl, you're competing against other men. You're not the only man who had the idea of getting that girl. No girl you're going to see and go, I'll get that girl, and then cross anyone else's mind. Everybody else wants her. You have to outcompete other men. You have to be as competitive as possible. You have to be as successful as possible in all realms. You have to be as good looking, as funny, as smart, as spontaneous, as interesting, as charismatic, as rich as possible. You need to try very hard to be your absolute best. And as you become a better man, you'll crack through different tiers of attractiveness, and eventually you get to the top and you'll be able to have any girl you want. But the truth is, I have a lot of guys ask me, similar to your question, the guy will come to me and go, how do I get a girl? I'm like, bro, you're a loser. Yeah, but I know, but how do I get a girl? Well, you're a fucking loser. You're a loser. Why are you asking me? It's like saying, how do I win a race with a push bike? You're racing Ferraris. What do you want me to do? Yeah. There's only so much you can do. There's only so hard you can pedal. There's only so many tricks and tips. There's only so many game things you can say, so many pickup lines. If you're a loser, it's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to get harder and harder. The game is rigged to become harder and harder for men. It's not getting easier. It's going the other way. And if you're going to be on a racetrack and there's going to be Ferraris there, and you're going to be on a pedal bike or in a Nissan, you're going to get smoked. That's the game. You have to up yourself. You have to improve yourself. I'm not going to lie to anybody here and say you don't have to improve yourself. You can stay a loser and get chicks because you can.
The idea that men don't feel emotions is incorrect. We feel emotions. I would actually argue we feel emotions. In certain emotions stronger than women. I would argue that we feel heartbreak stronger than women. I would argue we feel anger like a woman could never understand. I would argue we are extremely emotional. Rage, pure rage. Well, it's feedback. So when you get the feedback, it's all about how you internalize it and how you process it. Right? It's having stoicism is not feeling emotions. It's feeling the emotion and going, okay, why is this happening? How much does this really matter? What's the most intelligent move? Chess is a fantastic game because in the game of chess, there's no luck. If you lose, no matter how well you play, if you lose, at some point you made a mistake. Even if it's the most minor mistake, you made a mistake. So you learn to understand that no matter what happens to you, if you lose a scenario, you made a mistake. Maybe it's a tiny one, maybe it was 2 years ago, whatever, but you made a mistake. And you learn absolute utter accountability for yourself. And that mentality is extremely powerful to apply to all things in life. The position I'm in now as the most hated man in the world, although I agree and I truly believe it's unfair, I still take complete responsibility for it. I'm not going to sit here and say, I tell you why it happened when I talk about TikTok, YouTube shorts, but I'm not going to blame it. Absolutely, they're a company making money and they're monetizing the best they can. Fantastic. All of this was my fault. But the Bugatti on my driving car and the yacht is my fault, the private jet. So it's all my fault. So I take the good with the bad. I take all responsibility for absolutely everything, including if a woman leaves me, if a woman stays, if I end up heartbroken, if I end up filled with rage, I take responsibility for that. If something happens to me that makes me enraged, I will take responsibility. Why has this happened to me? Why do I do this? How did I end up in this position? Your woman will fuck up your life completely if you let her. And she may not even know she's doing it.
Yeah.
But it's just how they are. Women, if a woman falls in love with you, she wants all of your attention. She wants all of your time. And the truth is, it's the biggest waste of attention, the biggest waste of time in the world. Watching Netflix, holding hands. How are you going to conquer the world doing that shit? It's a waste of time. They want your time, but it's a waste. So if you're a dedicated man, if you want to run a business, you want to be in good shape, you want to get shit done, you haven't got time to be sitting there all day with a woman. And too many guys, they capitulate. They go, oh, if I sit with my wife wants to go here. Oh, it's this night, it's date night. Oh, no. And then they wonder why I get to be a world champion and I'm rich and they're not. Because I spend more time doing shit for me, or you spend time doing shit for women you're not even with anymore. Yeah. You have to have your woman in order to have your life in order. Because if the woman's in control, you're fucked. They don't know any better. They really don't know any better. They don't do it from a spiteful need. I mean, women can be spiteful need. But in general, they just don't know any better. They don't understand why you are so busy. They don't understand why you're so dedicated to becoming brilliant. Because they don't have that. They don't have that energy.
You just focus on yourself, your business, your career. The women will just come eventually.
That is the truest thing in the world. But the thing is, the sad part is, it's 5 years of work.
Yeah.
At least 5 years of work. And nobody wants to do the work.
Mm.
It's like getting in the shape, as I'm sure you know. it's, when guys are, fat and they're like, oh, well, you get women because you're in shape. It's like, well, you could be in shape, but it's for you, it's 2 years, it's 3 years, Are you willing to do that? The same is with your finances, the same with your mindset, the same with lots of things. So, yeah, if you do the work, the women do naturally come to you, but it's years of work. Everyone wants a quick fix nowadays. Everyone wants a magic pill or a magic spell or a magic trick, and there are none.
If women don't want you, I can't teach you anything because I've got it on easy mode because I've done all the hard work. I've done all the hard work of getting rich, staying in shape, learning things, becoming articulate, knowing how to speak, developing a sense of humor, all the things, having a fun lifestyle, all the hard things I've done mean I now play the women game on easy. If I had Instagram, which I don't, if I activated,
because you got cancelled.
I got cancelled now. I won't anymore. Now, a bunch of fan accounts, if I don't have it. If I did, I'd just sit and look at the inbox and 40, 50 women will write me every single day and I can take my pick. Now, those aren't the type of women you want to marry, but like I said earlier, they're good for what they're good for. And I could go and find her. I could go to the library, approach the beautiful girl, talk to her a little bit, and she'd be at my office. So I've done all the hard work, so now I'm in easy mode. So you haven't done any of the hard work. I can't tell you if I did women, because I just do. I just do, and they just don't.
But you did, having this conversation, you did. You said, work on your sense of humour, work on articulation, work on your intellect, work on your body.
Yeah.
So you did.
Well, yeah, I did. But those aren't the tips that people want. When fat out,
So you don't teach what people want, do you? You teach what they need.
need to hear. So like fat out, take to his mom and say video games and pictures and give some tips on how to get women. He's not expecting you to say, change your entire lifestyle, work hard for 7 years, and then when you become easy. He doesn't want that. What he wants is a magic spell. Something you could say to him, a trick, a brain, make them fall in love with him. Women are their own people, and they like what they like. And the men like what they like. If I were to say to a really, really obnoxious, rude, low quality, unattractive, overweight woman, if she was to ask a supermodel, I'm not supermodel, I'm not comparing myself in that way, but in terms of male value, everything I've done, maybe I'm up there. You should ask a supermodel, hey, how do you get guys? Well, just flutter your eyelashes. There's no magic trick. She looks like a pig. She looks like a Barbie. One of them's going to get the guy's attention, and the other isn't. And it's the same with men.